In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to define the regression regions of cells to be used as regression zones for the Revelation system matching program. So I'm going to start off with the preprocessor and open up a data set that's in the samples water flat v42.dat. And then I'm going to first of all select which of the wells in this data set that I'm going to use as historical data. All historical data information for rates for the selected wells will be used as the objective function for the history matching. At this point in time, there are no wells with historical data in this data file, and I'm going to select from a historical data file previously saved, the particular wells, and before doing this, I've selected beforehand wells number 8. I've pre-selected 8, 14, 23. So 8, hold my control key down, 14, 23, and 34 is the wells I'm interested in getting a better match on. I'm going to choose the rates. I can choose any of this, but for this example, I'm going to choose the rates as the history matching parameter. Okay to that, and so I now have 4 wells, number 8, 14, 23, and so on, with this oil rate, weighting, gas rate, water rate, weighting on it. Typically, I really want to get a better match of my oil rate as opposed to my gas rate or water rate. I normally would want to say enhance the weighting factor, and for this example I can use say 100 as the weighting factor and fill down all the cells. So the easy way in this model is to edit, set column to this value, Ctrl A, and then fills down the entire range of cells. And this is the particular editing function only available in this form. So if I do that for well number 8, I can say this is 100, and then edit Ctrl A, fills it down. I can choose another well, 14, and this anywhere I started, 100, Ctrl A, and the next well, 100, Ctrl A, and the fills up. So this gives me the historical data with a special weighting factor on the oil rate that I really want to match. I can close that form. And then going to the grid cell data, display modified grid cell values. I want to look at the parameter, edit region number. Edit region number, parameter is okay to display. And there's no current data to scale the legend with, so it's going to ask me for a range, minimum 0 to say 40, for example. Okay. And that would then brings up this allocate remove ERN cells iron well locations for the form, because I have historical data available. This is show where the 4 wells I've pre-selected for better history matching to be. I've selected these wells number 8, number 14. I got this list I'm reading off, 14, and I'm going to go 8, 14, 23, and holding my control key down, 34, and choose my well names with a number on. Okay, so 14 is here, 23 is here, moving control forward, well number layer 2, control layer 3, and this other well. So I want to, for example purposes, use a edit region number for these 2 wells and select the grid area for these 2 wells just to show the different options available. So for these 2 wells, 23 and 14, for 14 and 23, I'm going to add region numbers around them. So given these selected rows, I'm going to select these rows and go select these rows, and I'm going to go OK to process them. It says add, yes, and it shows me that I've added 1 cell, first ring, add again, I got a second ring, and I'll just add a couple more, add in, yes, and add another one, yes, maybe one more. Yeah, so I got this range of cells, regional cells, with the region number the same as the well number. Just make it easy. And now the other one I want to do is to make SGA regions around the other two wells. So I'm going to select grid area, and I'm going to select multiple areas. I'm going to save that for all layers. I'm going to do a closed loop, and I'm going to, for the first one, well number 34, well 34, I'm going to create a range of cells around here that might be interested in matching. Maybe I need a bit more here, and so on. So I can say this is saved, done. The next one would be another one here. This is number 8. We want 8, and I will do another closed loop and go around that. And these are the range of cells that I want to apply. So if I close that and I can save it first, no, save it. So I'll save this one and this one. These are two selected grid area regions, SGA regions that I'm going to use, in addition to my ERN regions that I'm going to use. So closing forms here. If I now form close this, I have close all. Yes, update that. If I now go to edit regression parameters, I have this form here which essentially says parameter 1 to 10, the type set 2. I have an option. If I click on the right hand box here, SGA, ERN, or frac. I haven't touched frac here in this example. The frac are this fractured plane of cells of high permeability for vertical fracs of a horizontal well. And this is the number that we have for the SGA or ERN and the variable. So in this column here, I also have a drop-down box, but it's activated depending on what I have here. Is like ERN, and I have ERN of the well numbers. I have 14, I believe. And my variable could be, say, porosity or permeability or any of this, and you can choose any of these parameters for variation. Typically, people just change porosity and permeability, but there are other cases where you think the net thickness is an important variable, or they change the datum depth. And if you have data for water saturations, you can see this parameter also appear here as whatever is available in the grid cell data. So here porosity is available, and I want to change the 2 parameters, maybe for the same zone, 14. I'm going to change the X permeability, for example. And similarly for the other zone number 14 and 23, in this example, I'm just going to choose the same parameters to modify, just to make it simple for the example. And X permeability, and this one here I will choose the SGA 1. This is SGA 2. Sorry, the 1. Porosity, permeability. Click right hand side, SGA 2. Click on porosity, SGA. Click on right hand side. Click, this is, oh, I remember this number 2. Click here, is X permeability. So I've defined 8 regression parameters consisting of the ERN regions. So the ERN region, I'm choosing 2. I can choose 3 or 4 or 1 variable to modify in that range of cells, but in this example, I'm choosing 2 parameters, porosity, permeability, to modify for each range of cells defined by ERN 14, ERN 23, SJ1 and 2, and confirm close active, and save that as an Exodus data file, and save it to the folder. I'm going to call this version v10. Just any naming convention that you like. I just choose to call my wells that I know are in the historical data, well 8, 14, 23, and 34. So I know I'm matching this particular wells in this data set, and save it. Thank you for your attention.